This is the bayou. These swamps are the setting of some of the most diverse and beautiful serpents around. This is the setting of the second season of Snakes on the Brain. My name is Ethan Feinschreiber, and I have a passion for educating the world about snakes. I thought it would be smart to start off with the most common snake I ran into while I was down here. Meet the broad-banded water snake. They can easily be misidentified for the most common venomous snake in the bayou, the cottonmouth. Thankfully, the broad-banded water snake is harmless. However, these water snakes will do anything to defend themselves, so catching one is a bit painful for me. He sat there for a second. Oh, ow! Here, ow, 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 ow. That really hurt. Head this guy. Okay. Got his head. Check this out. It is a beautiful, broad-banded water snake. That is exactly what I'm holding here. This individual doesn't have very broad bands, but this individual has these slight bands. It's mostly black. But we saw one earlier that had much more broad bands. You can see I'm all covered in blood here. You can see that there. This snake bit the crap out of me, and I'll talk about why I'm bleeding in a second. But first I want to talk about this snake's defense. So obviously it bites, that's very common with water snakes. But another thing they do is they also musk, which is just it's a substance that's meant to smell bad, so any potential predator thinks, wow, that is not something I want to eat. Because the smell is terrible, it probably tastes terrible too. These snakes can actually grow to be much bigger than this. They can grow to be maybe around 4-ish feet long. This snake can easily get confused with the cottonmouth because, look at that pattern. The western cottonmouth has almost the exact same coloration and pattern to it, and so it can be very easy to confuse. But if you look at that head, it looks nothing like a cottonmouth's head. And it has those stripes on its lips, it doesn't have those vertical pupils, and it has a very different looking belly. Check out how beautiful that belly is. That's incredible. It gets the name water snake for a reason. It hangs out in fresh water. They're really good at swimming, and they will come up on the palm leaves or on branches and bask just over the water. And that's where you'll find these guys basking, so that once they feel like they've warmed up enough, they'll dip down into the water and catch what they eat, which is mostly fish, crayfish. They'll eat frogs. And now, like I said, they don't have any venom in their saliva, but what they do have is something called an anticoagulant. So basically what that does is it causes you to bleed a lot more than you normally would from your average snake bite. But what's great about that is it's actually helpful in keeping you safe if you get bit, because it actually helps flush out any sort of bacteria or infection that may be lying around in their mouth that have gotten into you. So you almost never get an infection from a snake bite that has an anticoagulant in it. Does this snake make a good pet? And the answer is no. They need a lot of water. They need a big enclosure. If you want anything like a water snake as a pet, I highly recommend a garter snake. Other than that, the broad-banded water snake does not make a good pet. We're gonna let this guy go because I am tired of getting bit, and I'm sure he's tired of me. These snakes are often killed because they are so often misidentified as cottonmouths. However, both the broad-banded water snake and the cottonmouth are a vital part of this swampy ecosystem and should never be killed. As crazy as it sounds, there really is no threat. It doesn't matter if the snake is venomous or not. Either way, they're always going to be more fearful of you than you are of them, and therefore they have very little interest in hurting you. If you enjoyed this episode of Snakes on the Brain, let me know by giving this video a like, and if you want to learn about other snakes I've caught, make sure to subscribe.